Howdy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Howdy, and welcome back to the 2025-2026 SSN school year with the broadcast team. My name is Elijah Roth. I'll be calling the football games this year. I don't have a partner tonight, so you'll hear a lot of me, but I got Miss Neiman up here in the booth with me, so we'll get right to it. So tonight's matchup is the Hesston Swathers versus the Halstead Dragons, just down the road a few miles, about a 10-minute drive from here. So it should be a lot of running the football, as ball security is huge in this kind of a game with it being wet conditions and it being rainy outside. So watch for teams to run the ball early. Protecting the ball is the biggest key in this game. So a few stats a few key departures for both teams that were seniors last year. Starting with the Halstead Dragons, you have Braxton Creed, who was the quarterback. He's now at Bethel playing basketball. Congratulations to him. The running back, Joey Millspaw, he plays football at Friends, and he's now the running back there. Congratulations to him, too. And Cohen Corona, he was a talented cornerback and a wide receiver. So look for those holes in the offense. They got a few guys stepping up. I'll talk to you about them later. But we'll move to the Hesston side of the ball. Hesston's key departures were Carter Gonzalez. He was a big body fullback for the Swathers. He was their main source of offense last year. Expect a big hole in the offense there at the running back. You got a few guys trying to fill in the gap, but I don't think anyone's going to be as good as Carter Gonzalez. We'll have to see. Blake Hansen, he was a really good leader. That entire senior class last year, I don't know how many of them there were. I think there might have been 11 of them. They were a really good senior class, really good leadership. And then the third one that really stood out to me was Asher Dutchendorf. He was a really hard-hitting captain as the Swathers come up over the hill. One of the best entrances in all of high school football. Back to the thing. Another one was Reed Friesen. He didn't play much last year. Huge leader. Just that entire class. I'm going to give them a lot of praise. Here are coaches for tonight's matchup for the Halstead Dragons. Their head coach is Derek Rassett. Assistant coaches Ryan Voren, Terry Bruton, Bradley Campbell, and Sean Rissette. So that is your coaching staff for Halstead. Let me make sure that's right real quick. Yep, that is right. So that is the breakdown of the start of the game. Just some little things. During the game, I'll be giving you a lot of updates on the. Might give you a few updates on the Chiefs game, as that's going on right now too. A lot of people are tuning into that too, so that's another important thing that's going on right now. And I forgot to mention who Hesston's coached by. Hesston is coached by head coach Tyson Bowerly with various assistants. I could name them all right here, right now. I played for the team for 3 years, and now I'm up in the booth for year 4. Their assistants are Doug Broadfoot, Chad Dirksen, Taylor Hageman, Jordan Meyer, Phil Unruh, Parker Broadfoot, Shaka Lucas, many more. Rich Wingfield, I think, is another one. Ton of good guys there on the coaching staff. Got a pretty good crowd here for a rainy night here in Hobbs Stadium. Looks like we're about to do the coin toss. We're about to do the coin toss here at midfield. So to start off for the Swathers captains will be number 2, Jamison Cole, number 70, Emmett O'Halloran, 63, Ethan Coutre are the Swathers captains. The captains for the Blue Dragons, number 11, Brock Odenhall, number 9, Noah Deal, number 25, Carlos Martinez, number 50, Logan Overton, and I believe that is it. Yep, those 4 will be their captains for this night's matchup. So, So last year, Hesston finished, I believe, 9-2. Really strong year for the Swathers as we try to fill up the tent up here on a rainy night. Hesston finished 9-2, strong year, led by Carter Gonzalez, as I said. He's a key departure, now playing at Baker. Good for him. He's a great guy. Halstead, I don't quite know their record from last year, but I know that they're strong, and they play harder in this game than any other game all season because we're their arch rivals, and of course each team wants to beat one another. So here we go. We got the coin toss here at midfield with both teams there. The referees are talking to the parties at the midfield. So if some of you don't know how this works, the coin toss in the middle of the field, the visiting team gets to choose which side of the coin they think is going to be it. If it lands on the right side, they get a pick they want to receive. If they want to receive, defer, or choose a side to receive on. Whatever they pick, the other team has a chance to do the opposite. Hesston has won the toss and elected to defer, meaning it looks like Halstead Dragons are going to get the football to start the game. Just maybe not the start the Trojans, or not the Trojans, maybe not the start the Dragons wanted, but we'll see what the Trojans' offense is. Congrats to little brother Josiah. I'm going to see him on the field here in a second. He's on the kickoff team. There we go. All the Swathers go to meet their teammates midfield. So do the Dragons. A lot of hype here in the stadium. It's a good school year, about 3 weeks in. A lot of hype going into this game for both schools. I can't wait to see how it turns out here on a chillier Friday night in September. About a minute to kick off, and then we'll get this show on the road. Sorry if there is no stream. I am sorry. I totally forgot that. The stream will start at 7 o'clock, and we'll be able to watch the game then. So here we go. We are getting ready to go. Ethan Schrog, the commit to Friends for the Swathers to kick, is going to kick off. Battle of the kickers. The kicker for Halstead is Carlos Martinez. He was an all-league kicker last year. Ethan Schrog's got a really strong leg. Can't wait to see what he does for the Swathers this year. Back deep for Halstead is number 5, Eric Zorn, and number 9, Noah Deal. He's brought down on the play by, I believe, number 17, Max Phillips. And here comes the Dragons offense. So the Dragons offense is led by number 6, Whitlock. Their fullback is number 32, Carmichael. And they run a flexbone offense. For those of you who do not know, a flexbone is a 5 linemen, 2 wingbacks on each side behind the tackles, 2 wide receivers, 1 quarterback, and 1 fullback. Looks like they're split out in that flexbone early. Whitlock under center. End around to Zorn, and that is swarmed by the Swathers. Number 57, I believe Gunnar Golden was the first one in there. The whole group, excluding Eli Haug, was all in on that tackle. He's at the safety position. He did his job, but great job there by the Swathers to stop Zorn for a half-yard gain, maybe 0 yards. So both teams, I think, are going to run all the way to their sideline to get to play each play, and then they're going to run back to the huddle. So expect a little bit of a slower game. And as I said, a lot of running the football tonight. Protect the football is the biggest key. We got a fullback dive. No, we're going to do triple option. Out to number 11 on the edge. That is, I believe, that is Odenhall on the 12-yard gain on the edge for a Dragon first down. Just a tricky triple option that this flex bone can run. When you triple option, when you hand the quarterback has 3 options. He can hand the ball to the running back, he can keep it himself on an option, or he can pitch to the running back. Swathers did a great job covering the first 2 reads on that play. They didn't quite get to the pitch man, but that was a great open field tackle by cornerback number 17, Max Phillips, out there on the edge to save a touchdown. So the Dragons will go back up to the ball in their flex bone. A lot of motions. Changing the play call. And we have our first flag of the game, delay of game on the Dragons. That will move them back 5 yards. The delay of game goes to technically the quarterback, but it's actually on the entire team. It will now be 1st and 15. Delay of game is when the play clock runs out and they do not get to play off in time, and it's a 5-yard penalty, slowing down the game. So they'll get back under center with their 2 wing backs. Just straight dive up the middle for 5 yards. Great 5-yard gain, just barreling through there by Reese Carmichael, another one of their key returners from last year. He was I believe he was an all-league linebacker last year. I might be mistaken, but he is a big body running straight downhill with that fullback. It is so hard to tackle. You got to get really low on these guys to get the tackle. Good job by the Hesston linebackers there. We got another triple option. The Swathers swarm that one, and Jamison Cole first there, and Eli Houck from the safety position is there for a negative 7-yard play. Great job there by the Swathers. They're outside backers. The D end first took, the defensive tackles took the dive for the first read on the triple option. Then the D end took I believe it was Elias Lazaro, maybe took the quarterback. And then the corner, Jamison Cole, was there to string out the play, forcing him to go farther. He broke a tackle and then was wrapped up on the play by Eli Houck for a negative 7-yard gain. We have 3rd and 17 here from Halstead's own 32-yard line. Looks like they're going to do a rollout pass. Looks like a Noah Deal going deep. And Noah Deal has caught the ball, and he's running down the sideline. And he is tackled by Max Phillips on the other 20-yard line. If I'm not wrong, that is just short of a 40-yard pass, something like that. Great ball there by Whitlock to Noah Deal. Just dropped it right in the basket. Halstead's going to go hurry up. Reese Carmichael right up the middle. But it looks like we have the chains were not set, so they could not snap the ball yet. So they will go back. They tried to run hurry up, catch the Swathers off guard, but chains were not set, so they're going to have to redo. Terrible bad break there for the for the Dragons. I apologize in advance. First and 10 after the 35 to 40-yard pass from Whitlock to Deal. Millspaw gets the play, comes back to the huddle. He's setting up the play. Looks like they changed wide receivers. 7's not in anymore. Quick hurry up. Carmichael right up the middle for a 9-yard gain. Just bullied right up the middle. He just tripped on his own feet, or he might have been walking into the end zone there. Swathers just have to get better middle penetration there on that fullback dive, but it's so tricky with this triple option. Braden Large enters the game at the D-line for Elias Lazaro. Whitlock to under center. And it'll be our first time out of the game. our first time out of the game. Coach Derek Rossett, he will take his first time out of the game. And here comes the band led by Lyle Graverson. So some keys I saw early was that the Swathers are struggling on the dive, just right up the middle, struggling to get those linebackers to fill the A and B gaps up there up the middle. Those Mike and Sam linebackers, they just got to fill the gaps and help that D-line out. But kudos to Whitlock, getting them all the way down the field with that 40-yard pass to Noah Deal. That's really what set them up. They got a 2nd and 1. This is about the best position you can be in football, because if you get a 2nd and 1, it gives you a play. If you're like a college football school, it gives you a play to have a shot play, which is like throwing the ball super far downfield, see if you can score. Because then 3rd and 1, you just have to run a 1-yard play, or 4th and 1. So it gives you a lot of options to work with. If I'm Halstead, I'm just going to play bully ball up the middle here and just see if the Swathers can stop it. Motion, we got a fumble, a little bit of a late read. Might have been a false start, but the Swathers swarm it, and it will be a negative 3-yard gain. It will be 3rd and 4 for the Dragons. Almost 4.5 minutes gone here in the first period. Just a long, grueling drive here from the Dragons. Swathers got to come up with a 3rd down stop right here. I'm interested to see what the Swathers offense is going to do tonight, but first they got to get off the field. So Whitlock will go back under center. Young sophomore quarterback handing it off to Carmichael. He's up the middle, and he got just enough. I think he got 5 yards and got the first down. Did they give it to him? Looks like they... First down, Dragons. So that just most likely means that they are on the 14-yard line, meaning that probably a minute to 2 more minutes is going to run off this clock before the Swathers can get the ball, unless the Swathers can come up with a clutch stop. But again, the Dragons got a very good kicker in Carlos Martinez. We got a rollout pass by Millspaw to Zorn. Zorn with a good 7-yard gain up to the 7-yard line. Just a nice little out route. Kind of a, can't think of the route. Kind of just like an out route, and easy pitch and catch for the sophomore Whitlock to the sophomore Edric Zorn. Odendahl is in motion, and he is stopped in the backfield by the Swathers. So it will be 3rd down and 4. Very difficult situation. Great job by the coach, saving his, the Halstead coach, saving his son some, not his son, his quarterback some running, coming about to the hashes to give him the play call. Half this first quarter is gone. Halstead is still driving. A lot of 3rd down conversions. Swathers just cannot get off the field. We got a motion. We're going to roll out pass. Looking for Deal in the corner of the end zone. Deal tracks it. It is out of the back of the end zone. Unfortunate for Noah Deal there. A little bit of a soppier game. He runs straight through a puddle of water. That's very unfortunate. But I'm sure he's not thinking about that right now. I'm sure he's thinking about other things. And here comes the Halstead's highly anticipated senior kicker, Carlos Martinez. He was all-league last year, and the Dragons are looking forward to having a field goal kicker that can make this kind of field goal in a game. This will be a 24-yard attempt, and it is no good. He missed it wide left. So if you're wondering why that was a 24-yard attempt, it was because they're teeing off, or not teeing off, they were snapping the ball from the 7-yard line, and the kicker has to automatically go 7 yards backwards so he doesn't hit his offensive lineman when he's kicking. And they have the 10 yards in the end zone, equaling it to a 24-yard field goal. So the line to gain plus 17 is usually how people do it. That's how it gets to be a 24-yard field goal. After the missed field goal by Martinez, the Swathers will be on offense. The Swathers are led by junior quarterback Jarek Humphreys. They're going to run a little spread. They're going to look to run the football. Looks like they're trying to get to the line really quickly, catch Halstead off guard. So we've got 2 wide receivers out to the left, spread Daxon out to the right. Looks like we're taking a shot play 1. Fade route to Daxon, Deering down the sideline, just out of reach. What a play call there by Tyson Bowerly to start off the game. Try to get a little touchdown magic on the first play of the season. Doesn't quite work out. Couldn't find the connection between Humphreys and Deering. So going back to the Swathers offense, they're going a little bit of spread. They're going to look to run the football. And they're going to look to push the ball down the field. They're looking to get a hang of these Halstead corners as they're a little bit more inexperienced. Noah Deal back there at safety is their best secondary option. The Swathers have a strong O-line with Ethan Coutre, Gunnar Golden, and Emmett O'Halloran. They have 2 running backs splitting carries. Blaine Wilson here on the edge. Great block there by, I believe, Gavin Larson. That's just a way to bully a defender right there. Push him 5 yards and get your running back a 9-yard gain. That is beautiful blocking there by a wide receiver. And if you're a coach, you always love to see your wide receivers putting in the work and blocking. That just makes your life so much easier. So another impact on the Swathers offense is Deering. He's a very quick wide receiver, loves to run the fade route. Did it a lot last season, scored a lot of touchdowns, had a lot of success. Humphreys with a big arm back there at quarterback. Swathers just getting a bully ball. Blaine Wilson up the middle for another 5 yards, and that is a first down for the Swathers. The Swathers are accompanied by a very, very athletic and big offensive line. They have their 3 stud D linemen also on the offensive line, as I said earlier. They got Braden Large, big body at center, moving guys. That really helps. And then they got Brody. I don't know who the other offensive lineman is. And River Bartell is the other offensive lineman. Swathers take another shot, and it is just out of reach of Kason Landis on first down. So Tyson Bowerly looking to get a few shot plays in early. He's already taken 2 shot plays at this Dragon secondary. This Dragon secondary, as I mentioned, they're smaller, they're less experienced. So trying to get as many advantages there as he possibly can. For the Dragons defense, I was looking at film earlier and looking at the Halstead defense. They're primarily an even front. They like to run a 4-2-5. Looks like that's what they're in right now. A little bit of a creeping backer. Their backers like to play really close, really get to the ball really well. And Humphreys is going to keep it up the middle, and he has got about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Swathers loving to run the ball here. Haven't connected on a pass yet, but they're doing really well, averaging about 6 to 7 yards, averaging about 6.5 yards per carry. Halstead defense might also go to an odd front later just to confuse the Swathers front 5 for blocking purposes and everything. But they got a really strong returning linebacking core with Carmichael and Zorn there. It looks like Zorn split out wide, and he is looks like the Swathers are going to run a screen, and that is the definition of a rain game right there on that pass from Jarek Humphreys. Super slick football off the wet. Oh my. I'll be right back. Sorry for that absence. The Swathers will go for it on 4th down. Humphreys slips in the backfield and will be brought down short of the first down marker. And the Swathers will turn the ball over, and it will be Dragon football on the other side of midfield. Tried to razzle-dazzle there from Coach Bowerly. Tried to get a little read option, read in. It's where the quarterback reads the DN to see what he does. The DN comes upfield. he's going to keep it and go around the outside. But the DN, if the DN stays with him, then he's giving the ball up the middle to his running back to see if this running back can get the gain. Gutsy call there by Coach Bowerly, as now Halstead starts from the Swathers 39-yard line. This Swathers defense is led by Coutre, O'Halloran, and Golden. They got one returning linebacker. That is Josh Dirksen. He was on that stud linebacking core, and Dirksen just runs straight downhill and hits Whitlock, but Whitlock got the throw off, and looks like we're gonna have a penalty, most likely holding or pass interference there on number 17, Max Phillips, there in the secondary, holding the wide receiver, preventing him from catching the ball in some way, shape, or form. So the Hesston defense, they have some returning talent back there at corner. Jamison Cole is a returning starter at corner, and they got their 2 returning safeties. Max Phillips is a new corner, but he is very talented out there at cornerback. Looks like Halstead is going at him early and not at Cole over there on the far side. But as I was saying, Josh Dirksen at that linebacker core is the only returner from that linebacking core last year that had Carter Gonzalez and Asher Dutchendorf, the 2 best tacklers for the Swathers last year. It's like Carmichael up the middle on the triple option. He just bullied forward for 3 yards. Literally just kind of did a little crab walk there and figured out a way to get 3 yards, kind of on his hands and feet with his back parallel to the ground, just chugging along on top of defenders. I mean, that's how you got to do it to get yards sometimes in this kind of offense. So after a 2-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 8 on the Swathers 26-yard line. Looks like Whitlock will keep it. He pitches it outside to Zorn. Zorn just powers up. That is a great tackle from the safety position by Gavin Larson there. Looks like it's about a pickup of 6. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Receiving a lot of praise from family on my phone here from the text messages, so thanks for that. So we got a 3rd down and 2 here for the Dragons. Looking around a little bit of ball trouble over there on the far side by the official referee. There it is. So back in this wing, this flex bone wing look. Looks like a little semicircle when they do their motions, and he is stuffed up the middle. Carmichael, it's going to be about 4th and 2, and if I were the Halstead coaching staff, I would say give Carmichael the ball and let him pound it straight up the middle, or I might razzle-dazzle with a little pitch play outside. So the Swathers right here, what they're thinking is the Swathers think that Carmichael's coming right up the middle, and those outside linebackers might not be very disciplined. So if I'm a coach, I'm looking at that sweep play on the outside. I'm looking to the wide side of the field, number 11, Odenhall, on a motion, and it looks like they tried to catch the Swathers offsides, and they did. A little jump from the Swathers, and it will be 5-yard penalty and give the Dragons a 1st down. You hate to see that as a fan for the Swathers, but that is just way better coaching and way better discipline there by the Dragons. So the Dragons have had a lot of success here on the offensive end, just kind of stalled missing a field goal last time. But it's been a very entertaining first quarter, all on the south end of the field. Carmichael, oh, no. QB keeps it, pitches backward, and it's a touchdown. Halstead Dragons, they strike first, scoring the first touchdown of the season for either team. Odendahl with the touchdown for the Dragons. Just a little triple option. Again, that tricky triple option. The tricky triple option there on the outside. It's so tough to defend. You have to have all 3 reads there every single time. The Swathers let Whitlock get a little bit too far there. It might have been an illegal forward pass there by Whitlock, but the referees let it slide, and the Dragons strike first. So Carlos Martinez is going to be on for the extra point. The hold is down, and that is through. That is way through the uprights. He almost made it to the berm. I haven't seen that in a long time. That is a heck of a kick there by the Dragons. So that drive was a 41-yard drive. No, it was a 39-yard touchdown drive. Took about 2 minutes just of some huge just bully ball right up the middle by the Dragons. So as we get going again with and resume play, looks like we're gonna get to see the opposite sides of special teams. So we saw the Swathers kickoff team and the Dragons return team to start the game as the Swathers deferred to start the game. But now we are gonna see the Halstead kicking team and the Swathers return team. Looks like the Swathers got a little bit of a diamond shape out there. All sides are the same length. Angles are weird. We got some obtuse, acute angles. A little bit of math right there. A little bit of a diamond with Deering, Wilson, Phillips, and Larson back there for the Swathers. If I am Martinez, I'm going to loft this just over the front line set. I'm going to make Timmy Rhodes go get it there on the far side, or I'm going to make Josh Dirksen go recover it. I'm not going to give our returners any chance to get back deep. A little more of an unconventional. Looks like we did a little squib right at Timmy Rhodes. He'll just fall on it. Good job by the Swathers there. And it is, the Swathers will take over on their own 35-yard line. Swathers have a little bit of a change in the offensive line. We got Gabe Mowry in there now. Looks like Ethan Coutre might be off for a few plays. Swathers are going to split out wide. We're going to see what happens here on the Swathers offensive series. Humphreys gets the snap. Got a little now route screen to Deering, and there is all the room in the world. He cuts up field, and Deering, he slips, or else he could have had another 5 or 6 yards. And he just goes sliding into that mud puddle on the sideline. Kind of was a satisfying slide. Maybe not, maybe didn't feel so hot for Deering, but it was very satisfying to watch. Just kind of plopped his legs down in the mud. Anyways, Swathers will resume on the Halstead 46-yard line. That was approximately a 21-yard reception. Sorry, I counted yard by yard. A 50-yard line just throws everything off. Anyways, Humphreys to receive the snap. Fakes to Tim Rhodes. Throws it deep to Daxon Deering. He's got an open man. Deering off of his hands. He didn't use the basket. He decided to go for the hands catch, and it was kind of over his helmet, kind of didn't turn around. Kind of an unfortunate break there for the Swathers, but back at it we go. 2nd down and 10 from the 46-yard line. The Swathers really need to capitalize here on this drive. You got to down 7-0. Your defense has been struggling to stop the dive all night long. A touchdown would be clutch going into this second quarter here. Kind of had a very quick first 6 minutes. Last 6 minutes have taken a little bit. Oh, and Humphreys fumbles the snap, and he is tackled in the backfield for a negative 8-yard play. Such a bad break for the Swathers. Another one. It will be 3rd down and 18. And now the Dragons can sit back in that pass game thinking it's coming. But what a lot of coaches do in this situation is they will decide to run a draw. So what that happens is the defense drops back like they're going to pass because it's 3rd down. It's long. They got to get the pass, And what a coach will do is they'll just do a little simple run up the middle, try to get probably 10, 15 yards. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes defenses are more disciplined. But that would be a move. But looks like the Swathers going to drop back and pass. Looks like he just got – looks like Humphrey's going to have to get rid of it, and he just runs right into a tackle there by Carmichael. That is great contain of the flats there by a linebacker. The outside linebackers contain is the flats, and Carmichael did that perfectly right there, being able to bring down Humphreys, and it looks like the Swathers will bring on the punt team. Looking to pin them deep here and have them have a tough drive back down the field. quarterback Jarek Humphreys is the gunner, or is the protect man for the punt. Rhodes' punt is off. It looks like it's a really, really good one. It's deep, right at the return man, and the Swathers bring him down instantly. That is a great job of a special teams. Deal got brought down right away on his own 15-yard line. There is 4 seconds to go in this first quarter, so we're going to get one play, and then we're going to be flipping to the opposite side of the field. We're going to be listening to the band. It's going to be a good break of the quarter. I'll stop talking so you can listen to the wonderful Hesston High School band. Glad the rain's gone away so they can be here. They just make the vibe and the experience so much better of the game. So we'll start off with the Halstead play before the quarter ends. We'll see what happens. The Swathers are lining up. Looks like we're going to get a blitz up the middle by Landis, and it's just a dive play that is just swarmed by the Swathers. Shed of Swathers, as the Lindsberg announcer would say. That was a long time ago. If Swathers fans out there, if you remember going to Lindsberg and hearing a shed of Swathers making the tackle, that's what that's from. That's probably about 5-6 years ago. The Swathers will go to Lindsberg this year, and I guarantee you we'll get to hear that saying again. So we'll look forward to that. Without further ado, I will turn this off to the band, and you guys can listen to them. Real quick, and back to the game. Oh, we got a little screen pass. Oh, that was almost a sick one-handed grab there by Carmichael. Couldn't quite haul it in. So it will be 3rd down and 11. This has got to be a must. This is a must stop here for the Swathers. You got them pinned deep in their own territory, and it is 3rd down and 11. This is the perfect opportunity to get off the field and flip field position. In a game of football and a low-scoring game, that is a huge, huge advantage team can get. They can pin them deep in their own end zone, and the defensive team can get a stop and get the ball on sometimes the other side of the 50. If I'm Hesston, I'm looking for that little rollout pass there by Whitlock to one of their wing backs. Looks like they're going to go trips here on the left side. That's when you have 3 wide receivers on one side. And it looks like there will be a timeout by I don't know who. 4 seconds in the second quarter. We ran 2 plays in 8 seconds and had 2 timeouts. So looks like the band will play again, and I'll talk to you this time. So the first quarter of this game was controlled by the Dragons. I think we all would agree on that. The Dragons drove all the way down the field the first drive, 6.5-minute drive. They got stopped on like 4th and 2. They decided to kick a field goal with their all-league kicker, Carlos Martinez. He missed it wide right, just didn't pull the ball enough on the kick, if you know what I mean, with a kick. He was on the right hash, didn't line his kick up right or something, missed it wide right. So then they got a quick stop on a 4-down. They got a 4-down stop. Got the ball on the Swathers side of the 50, marched all the way down and scored a 7-yard touchdown by Odin Dahl, number 11 for the Dragons. Scored an 11-yard touchdown. And without further ado, we'll have 3rd and 11. Looks like the Swathers blitz, and they get home. The ball is out. Who is on the ball? I believe it is the offensive lineman for the Dragons. It is, in fact, number 57. Hudson Harrington falls on the ball, 6'1" junior. So really, really, really good pass rush and DB coverage there by the Swathers. Looks like trying to get Timmy Rhodes off the field before they kick it, and he does just in time. Looks like Blaine Wilson and Eli Hauger back to return. Elias Lazaro almost gets to it. Looks like they're just going to let it bounce. It went nowhere. It went actually out of bounds. That might be a netted 20-yard punt, and if you know how long a punt's supposed to go, for high school, a good punt would be about 30 to 40 yards. College, it's about 50 to 60, and pro kickers in the NFL and other pro leagues usually kick it probably on average 55 to 65 or maybe even 70 yards every single time they punt. So an unfortunate break there for the Dragons. If you win against the Slothers, one goes against the Dragons, it's all a momentum game. That's what a lot of sports are. So if you haven't made the connection yet, Elijah Roth, I did all of the SSN basketball games last year, boys and girls. And I am now in the football booth for this season. So we will kick it off with the Swathers running up the middle on this drive, and Blaine Wilson chugs forward for 4 yards. And that is just a heck of a play by number 63, Ethan Coutre. He's a little bit fed up with how the game's gone so far. He pushes his defender 6 yards outside, totally away from the play. That's just a leader play right there. That is just a play that wins you games, just pushing the offensive lineman out of the way as much as you can, getting them out of the play. So 2nd down and 7 from the Halstead 22. The Swathers will have the ball. Gavin Lotion in motion, pitch it to him. He's coming outside to see if he can find a hole. Oh, wow, great blocking there by the Swathers. And it looks like we're going to get a holding penalty right at the very end of the really, really, really strong run there by the Swathers. It's going to send them back 10 yards. It's when the other team grabs on the jersey or holds and prevents the opposing team from getting to the tackle or the play. So it will result in a 10 yards backward, but you do get to redo the down, so it will end up being 2nd and probably, I don't know if it was from the spot or if it was from where it was from. Looks like it was from the spot, so it'll just be 2nd down and 10. So the Swathers actually only net lost. Their displacement was only 3 yards back. Learned what that meant a few days ago in science class taught by Travis Sivitz. Anyways, we will get back to action. Number 12, Jarek Humphreys in the shotgun. Fakes to and throws deep to Daxon Deering. And it is caught. Touchdown in the very back right corner of the south end zone there by Daxon Deering. That was just a heck of a catch, heck of a toe tap. Great job there by Daxon Deering. The Swathers are now down 1. It is 7-6. And other kicker Ethan Strog will get on the field for the extra point. So the snap, holder Kaysen Landis. Snap from Martin, hold down, kick from Schrog. It is up and good. It is a tie ball game, 7-7. So that is the way you respond right there by the Swathers. You get a good break, not getting a very far punt. And then you capitalize on a touchdown pass. Very promising drive there for the Swathers. Struggled in the first quarter. Might have just been the first quarter jitters. First one of the year. First quarter of 32 in the regular season. 8 times 4. Simple math, but first quarter jitters always happens. Great first drive of the second quarter. Capping a 25, 26-yard touchdown drive there from the Swathers. And we will see and Hesston will kick off back to the Dragons. One of my favorite things about a broadcast is when you're just sitting there, not talking, and then all of a sudden the crowd just goes quiet and you just feel peace in your ears. It's actually so satisfying. If you ever commentated before, you know exactly what I mean. So Schrog will kick off for the Swathers. And the whistle is blown before he can kick. It has been blown, and Schrog will kick off. It's a little kick right up the middle. Looks like he's going to hit the ground. Oh, no. Odendahl picks it up. Looks like he's got a good lane, and his feet were, Max Phillips almost got the tackle, and then he busted back inside after breaking the tackle and gets brought down on Halstead's 37-yard line, where they will set up shop for their third drive of the game. Third or fourth drive. I can't keep track. Their fourth drive of the game. There we go. I got it. So Whitlock at center. Got a motion. Whitlock keeps it on the outside, and that is just a great wrap-up tackle there by Gavin Larson. And four Swathers will bring him down. And that's the worst feeling for a quarterback. You get four guys driving, and they don't blow the whistle, and then the quarterback gets pancaked under four people. That one stings, that's for sure. So Emmett O'Halloran was in on the tackle. Larson was in on the tackle. I've been very impressed with Gavin Larson's safety work this game. He sits all the way at safety and has 3 tackles for either a 1-yard gain or less. And he's had a few TFLs from the safety position, so that is just really strong. I wish some K-State safeties could do that. We got a pitch play, the triple option. Looks like Eli Howe was held. That is a great call from the very, very far back judge. Oh, there was another flag thrown over there. That was a heck of a throw, too. I don't know if you guys saw that. That guy's got a cannon, as someone would say. That was a great call by the back judge and the sideline judge. Eli Haug was fighting for the play, and he got hooked by the Halstead offensive player. It's a 10-yard penalty. They'll move back. It looks like they're not going to get their they went back a few more yards than the Swathers did last drive on their holding penalty. They went back about 8 yards, as opposed to the Swathers went back only 3. So sometimes holding way farther up the field is a lot better than holding back, but holding in general is just not good. So a little rollout pass deal. The ball's overthrown, and Larson barely got his hand on it. He probably could have sixed that. Could have got a pick 6 there, but he just decided to deflect it. Noah Deal still almost caught it. So lesson learned there for Larson. Don't bat it backwards, bat it forwards. The Bears learned that in a very unfortunate way last season. If you all know NFL football, we lost to the Washington Commanders because we gave up a Hail Mary where the defensive back thought it would be fun to tip it backwards where there was a wide receiver. He caught it for a touchdown on the last play of the game, and we ended up losing. As you can see, I'm a Bears fan. Hoping it's a better season this year, but we'll see how it goes. Monday night, 7:15, Bears play the Vikings. Tune in. It's going to be a good game. Anyways, the Whitlock from behind looks like he will be bullied, and he will be drove and sacked there by Ethan Coutre. That is just one scary person coming off the line just running. If you're Whitlock, you just got to get rid of that ball. Ethan Coutre makes the tackle and plows through Whitlock, and now it is, I believe, 4th down, and the Swathers did a good job of getting the Dragons to go backward about 15 yards, making the punt be a very difficult punt. We'll see if Carlos Martinez can get a better punt here. His punt is off. Oh, that is a lot better punt if it stays in bounds. It goes out of bounds. About a 30 to 35-yard punt, so a lot better punt there. The Swathers will start their possession on their own 36-yard line. So they have approximately, 64 yards to score a touchdown? 54. That's the 44-yard line. Wow, I was mistaken. So it is a 56 yards if the Swathers want to get all the way to the other end of the field. Only 44 if the Dragons want to take the ball the other way for a touchdown, defensive touchdown. I think that'd be pretty sick. I love when defenses score defensive touchdowns. Defensive takeaways, one of the coolest parts in football. That's just a energy play. That is just a play that's a momentum play, an energy play. Those are the plays that win you games. Anyways, the Swathers will set up shop here on the 44-yard line. Humphreys will take it back. It's like QB draw. Looks like he's got some good yardage. He barrels forward for a 11-yard gain there for Jarek Humphreys. Great job by Larson there, getting the play call so Humphreys doesn't have to run all the way to the sideline. I'm liking this attack here by Bowerly. Last year, head coach for Swathers, Tyson Bowerly, he loved to just pound the ball up the gut. Now, yes, he did have Carter Gonzalez, who could just run the ball straight up the gut every single play. Now it's like the Swathers are going to run a screen, and Daxon Deering almost made a really, really bad mistake. So what you want to do on a screen is if it's a low pass, you just let it go. Because if you try to catch it, and then you fall down or something, then you lose yards. If it's in the dirt, you might as well just let it fall. It's just going to be 2nd and 10. Unless it's 4th down, of course, then you want to catch it. Swathers in the huddle. Looks like they'll try to get up to the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage is the 45-yard line of the Dragons. Swathers looking to drive. Humphreys back to pass. Hitch route by Deering over there on the far side. Had struggle catching it again tonight. One of the biggest components of the game is ball security. I don't know if you caught that at the beginning of the broadcast. It's a wet night. The field's wet. It's soggy. It's been raining all day since like 8 in the morning. It's been trickling. But soggy. The field's torn. The field's getting torn up out there. And footing. Keeping your footing and protecting the football is the biggest part of the game. And for wide receivers, I don't know if some of you know this, but when it's actually raining and when it's wet outside, you do not want to wear your gloves. Excuse me, because the ball will slip when you try to catch it as opposed to just your bare hands. Yeah, it might be a little bit colder, but it's a lot better in this situation. Swathers running verts, and Humphreys just throws it in the middle of nowhere. That is a mistake. A huge mistake there by the junior quarterback. When you're falling down like that and it's 3rd down and 3, one of the worst things you can do is throw the ball back into the defense where there's no wide receiver. He threw that into 4 Dragon helmets, and it was caught by none other than number 11, Odendahl. Brock Odendahl. He's having himself a heck of a first game of the season. Interception, a touchdown. Just really running the offense right there. Looks like Carmichael kept it, and he was blown up there on the play by Kutre. So as I was saying, a huge momentum play in football is a turnover. Swathers turned the ball over right there. Humphreys just has to have more discipline. If you're falling down like that, trying to throw the ball behind you, the one thing you want to do is just throw it away out of bounds. Throwing away out of bounds is not going to hurt you at all. You might get an intentional grounding because there's no wide receiver in the area, but it's better than turning the ball over. Yes, I believe it would have been 4th down there for the Swathers, but if you throw it away, it's 4th down and 3, and you're probably going to go for it. So just better brain decisions there from Humphreys. Looks like I've got the triple option. Zorn on the edge. Looks like Kason Landis was held there on the edge by Odendahl. No call. It will result in a Dragon 8-yard carry, and it will be a 6-yard carry, and it will be 3rd down and 5 on their own 37-yard line. Whitlock under center. Zorn in motion. We got a fake. Oh, and a screen. And that was really well read there by Kason Landis. So with a screen, I was talking to my older brother about this earlier, about something I could talk about on the broadcast. And a screen is when you try to run like a wide receiver or a tight end or a running back screen right there, it is what the offensive linemen do is they block for 1 second, they say one Mississippi in their head, and then they release to go to the linebackers to block the linebackers. Because if the quarterback can get the ball over the D lineman and the linemen block the right way, then the play works really well. That was a almost really bad mistake there by the Swathers, almost turnover number 2, but on the punt by Carlos Martinez. When a punter kicks the ball and a return man touches it without, or like a person from the returning team touches the ball, if they weren't pushed into the ball, then the other team can pick it up as a fumble and recover it and start 1st and 10 from that spot. So that happened there. That ball bounced. Eli Howe just didn't get out of the way. He tried to jump over the ball and it hit his shin. And Halstead, Noah Deal was right there trying to jump on it, but Eli Howe jumped on it. The Swathers got the ball. So Humphreys will be in shotgun. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And Blaine Wilson, I've been very impressed with his running style. He's just been running with his head down. A little bit smaller, but man, does he have an engine and a motor. He's really, really, really strong. Swathers in the huddle. Side note, the dirty jerseys, I'm loving it. It means this game has been very physical. So Larson in a motion behind the quarterback. His handoff up the middle to Blaine Wilson, and he's just going to run straight up the middle. Wow, and B. Large with a pancake. Braden Large, the center for the Swathers, with a pancake. Also, Gunnar Golden with a pancake. If you don't know what a pancake is, it's when the offensive lineman plows their guy straight to the ground and is just laying on them. Braden Large gets a lot of those. He's really good at it. But back to the point, Blaine Wilson has just been running the ball really well, and they're going to give it to him again right here. He does a little jump cut, like a Deuce Vaughn kind of cut, breaks 3 tackles, and he is still running for a 13-yard Swather gain. He's pumped up, nodding his head at the sideline, having a good old time. Maybe a little bit too much belly hanging out there, but he's having a good time. I'm just kidding. Little bit of fun up here in the booth. So Wilson will get a break to get some water, and Timmy Rhodes will get a few runs. Timmy Rhodes just hits the outside gap and just runs and runs and runs, and he breaks 2 tackles down the sideline, and he is brought down by number 9, Noah Deal. Nice little ankle shin tackle right there on Rhodes after another 13-yard carry. So in the first quarter, it seemed like Halstead had all the momentum, just running the ball over and over again, getting a ton of yards. And now it's the Swathers with all the momentum, running the ball and running the ball and running the ball, and getting, on this drive, probably 9 to 10 yards a pop. Humphreys back in the shotgun. And it looks like the sideline judge is going to run onto the field and stop something. Oh, Braden Large has to come out of the game. I don't know why. Maybe he doesn't have a mouthpiece. That's a rule. I don't know. But looks like Gabe Mowry is going to go take his place at center. It's a nice little good breather there for the players. Just taking their time, enjoying the game. Humphreys high snap. Great catch. Rhodes with a nice little stiff arm, and he's going to plow forward for yet another 8-yard carry for the Swathers in the black uniforms they got a few years ago, still looking stylish. Gabe Mowry's going to come right out of the game. Back it goes Braden Large at the center position. Wilson with the carry, just right up the middle, just yards beyond yards here. A lot of holes a semi could drive through, and Blaine Wilson is finding them, and he is making the most out of it. Humphreys back to the huddle. And the Swathers will have the ball first and goal on the 7-yard line. So, Humphreys from the shotgun. Larson in motion, a little wraparound motion, kind of creative. Looks like a little handoff to Wilson. That one was swarmed. Looks like tight end Drew Bartell just got beat a little bit there on the inside. Didn't quite get his crackdown block or his reach block to the left side. Didn't quite get it. And that results in a loss of 2 yards. Nope, is it loss of 1 yard there on the run from Wilson. So first negative play in a while for the Swathers. That's a really good sign. Looks like the Swathers are going to, looks like they might pass here. I might be mistaken. Nope, we're just going to hand it off to Blaine Wilson. He's going to barrel forward for a Swather touchdown. A 7-yard run there from Blaine Wilson in the end zone. His first touchdown of the season, 3rd touchdown of the year. Hesston leads 13-7 after the 7-yard touchdown run by Blaine Wilson right through the B gap. And the extra point by Schrog is up and good. Swathers lead 14-7 with 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And if you tune in at the start of the game, the Swathers do get the ball to start the third quarter as they deferred to start the game. So a little bit of a double dipping action, as you would call it in football. You love double dip in football. You don't like it when you're sharing like a artichoke dip or something with your friends, like a cheese dip. You're sharing it. You don't like double dipping, but in football, you love a good double dip. So an update on my MLB team. I don't know if you guys like the Royals, but I love the Royals. We were actually up 2-1 in the 5th inning. It has been a great start for Michael Waka. He's gone 5 innings and given up only 1 run. Looks like Michael Garcia has a home run. Swathers up the Royals up 2-1 in that game. And then it looks right here, the Chiefs are losing 10-7 to the Chargers down in Brazil. Quentin Johnston has a touchdown catch, and the Chargers kicker has a 39-yard field goal.
Go Chargers.
And as Megan Neiman would say, go Chargers. I fully agree with that statement. Not a lot of people around here agree with that statement, but Bears all the way. I don't know what Miss Neiman's team is, but my house is not a very big Chiefs family, so always seeing the Chiefs losing is a success. Anyways, back to the game. A little bit of a squib kick there by the Swathers. See if they could recover it before half. And now the Dragons have 2 minutes to go, approximately 65 yards, and that is a really good start. Carmichael for a 13-yard gain. After the play, he might have been knocked over a little bit. Great sportsmanship by Max Phillips, giving him a helping hand. You always love to see a good amount of sportsmanship. So Carmichael up the middle for 13 yards to start off the drive, trying to establish the run here. Nice quick play call back to the line of scrimmage for the Dragons. Odendahl in motion. The ball's on the ground, and it looks like Whitlock recovered the fumble that he got from his center. So when you run the flex bone or you run a under center offense, the most typical way to turn the ball over is if the center gives you a bad snap, you don't get the ball from under center as the quarterback, and it just falls straight on the ground. That gives the defensive lineman a chance to shoot through the line and recover the fumble. Fortunate for Halstead, they recovered. And there's a penalty flag blowing the play dead. We have a false start on the Dragons. It'll move them back 5 more yards, making it 2nd and 15. And since they got that 13-yard gain, They have gone -5 yards in the last 45 seconds. So on a touchdown-seeking drive, maybe a field goal with Carlos Martinez, but when you're trying to go get points at the end of the half, you can't have negative plays, and you can't have plays that are just running the clock and running the clock. And that was an unfortunate break there for the Dragons. Carmichael up the middle. No, nope, Whitlock kept it on the outside. Whitlock trying to bounce outside, and he's smoked by Max Phillips and Gavin Larson. Another secondary play for the Swathers. Their secondary is like, lost my train of thought there. The secondary is playing a really good game for the Swathers, coming straight downhill, forcing a lot of negative plays. And the Swathers look like they're calling a timeout. Maybe Coach Tyson Bauer, he's got something else in his bag. He's looking late in the half to try to get more points. Still got 2 timeouts remaining after this one. So if you're a big sports fan and you love college football and listening to people just talk about college football and the different things, components, I would check out Ben and Lucas Roth, my older 2 brothers. They have a podcast. It's called Billy's Boys. It's on Spotify. Just search Billy's Boys. It's a graphic in purple outer tone and a guy with a mustache and then a guy with a full beard. Ben and Lucas's descriptions in animated form right there on the label. It's Billy's Boys podcast. They have 3 episodes now. They had a week 0, week 1, and a week 2 like prediction kind of episode talking about the week's upcoming matchups. Highly recommend going and checking that out. I haven't listened to this week's episode. It came out Wednesday night, maybe this morning, maybe yesterday morning, I don't know. Haven't listened to it. Super psyched to listen to it tonight on my car ride to Manhattan. Anyways, I would highly recommend. We have 48 seconds left in the half, and we're going to do a little counter action by Zorn. So Halstead's counter, if I believe right last year, is when they bring everyone to the right, and then that wing back on the left side or the opposite side goes across the formation, gets the ball, and there's usually a wide open gap on the other side. Swather saw it very well, stayed home, stayed respective to their zones, and they made the tackle. And they have probably upwards of 40 seconds. They have 40 seconds left in the half. Halstead's going to have to probably punt. If I'm Halstead, I'm pinning them deep. And we're going to see if the Swathers can piece together something like a field goal or something. I don't know what Coach Bowerly's got up his sleeve, but I'm here for it. We've got 40 seconds left in the half before we take a break and listen to the band, and I can catch my breath a little bit. Back at it. Looks like the Dragons are going for it. Oh, is it a false start? It is a false start. They tried to go a little, they tried to do a little magic like they did earlier and try to catch the Swathers offsides, getting encroachment, but they did not. They ended up false starting and just shuffling their feet a little bit, maybe twitching as an offensive lineman. That's all a false start. So they'll move back 5 yards and bring out the punter, Carlos Martinez, to punt, trying to pin the Swathers deep. Let's see what the Swathers do. Looks like they're going to have about 30 seconds. Punts take about 10 seconds. Swathers, every time it became close to getting the punt. Oh, that punt's just going to keep rolling inbounds. It's going to trickle out of bounds with 32 seconds to go. And the Swathers, most likely, if you want to get into Ethan Strog's field goal range, probably about the 15-yard line. That sets you up with maybe the 20-yard line, 37-yard field goal. I think Strog can probably hit that with a good snap and a good hold to the 20-yard line. So you're looking at about 59 yards-ish for the Swathers if they want a field goal try. If I'm the Swathers, I'm going to come out. I'm going to take a few shot plays. They don't work. So be it. We'll go into halftime with a 7-point lead getting the ball. If I'm Coach Bowerly, I think he was going for a field goal block there. I am just taking a knee and taking my 7-point lead in halftime. And that looks like what Jarek Humphreys is gonna do here. Just we call this the victory formation. It's not the victory formation yet. He's just taking a knee to end the half. Swathers are gonna take a 7-point lead, 14-7 here at the end of the half, and go to halftime with the lead and getting the ball coming out of the break. Did Halstead call a timeout? Swathers are ready to walk off the field, but it looks like Halstead might have called a timeout, preventing them to stay on the field. I don't know what's going on. We currently have 3 seconds left in the half. Halftime is here. Swathers up 7 going into the break. They'll get the ball receiving in the second half, and I'll be back in probably 10 minutes or so. So go get some concessions, eat some food, enjoy the halftime break. We'll be back in 10. Thanks for listening. And welcome back to the broadcast up here in the booth. New spot. I don't know if you noticed. If you're sitting at home, we are actually north of the press box on the left side of the press box. If you're facing the front of Hobbs, it's the left side of the press box. We got a tent up here. A lot better view for the commentator. It's been started off the night warm-ups. It was raining. A little sprinkle, started to rain harder as it came closer to game time. Then when game time came, it sprinkled for about 5 minutes, and then other than that, it's been really, really still and really still night. Not much wind. It's been not chilly, but kind of in that October Halloween-ish kind of vibe with the weather, like 60 degrees, a little bit chilly. Fingers and toes can be cold. There's some blankets in the audience. But overall, it's been a good night. We started out the night. Halstead had a 50-yard first drive. They stalled by missing a field goal. Then the Swathers took over, and they failed to reach a fourth down on the other side of midfield. So Halstead got the ball in Hesston territory. Halstead marched down, had a 39-yard touchdown drive, capped off by a 7-yard touchdown run by Brock Odendahl there on the far left side. Then the Swathers stalled on offense, I believe. The Swathers stalled. They had to punt. They forced Halstead into a 3-and-out deep in their own territory, flipped the field position. Bad punt by Carlos Martinez. Bad punt by Carlos Martinez. Flipped the script of the game. Halstead had all the momentum. Hesston has a really short field, 30-yard line. They have a 30-yard field to score a touchdown, capped off by a probably 10 to 12-yard little fade route to the corner of the end zone. If you've ever played college football, those routes never work. They're always intercepted. But old college football, not the new one, like college football 14, if you ever played that. Those never caught. Daxton Deering caught a really nice pass from Jared Humphries on a fade route in the back right corner of the south end zone down there by the scoreboard. It was a really, really, really talented pitch and catch. It was really fun to watch. Then, after the Swathers tied the game 7-7, they stopped the Dragons, and then the Swathers marched right back down the field, and Blaine Wilson capped off a 60-yard drive with a 7-yard touchdown run. That drive, so in the first half, there wasn't much passing. There was like two or three pass completions for the Dragons. One of them was a 40-yard pass from Whitlock to Noah Deal. The Swathers have tried. They have not succeeded. They've thrown a lot of fade routes, haven't really connected. But we'll see what the second half holds as we are about to kick off second half. That's a little bit of a rundown of our first half, and we will get to our second half here in about 20 to 30 seconds. Looks like the timer just went off. He's handing Carlos the ball, and we will wait for the whistle to start this second half of action here in Hobbs Stadium in the beautiful town of Hesston, Kansas. There's the whistle, and we will start play here. Carlos is kicking off to that diamond, as I said earlier, and he does not kick it there. He lofts it. There's no one home, and the ball just trickles out of bounds. Oh, my gosh, what a diving play by Noah Deal. If that ball sits anywhere in bounds, the Swathers were not in the right position to get to the ball, and the Dragons would have had an easy first down with a 32-yard field to go. But unfortunately for the Dragons, the ball trickles out of bounds, and the Swathers will get the ball at the 35-yard line with a relatively short field off of a kickoff to go down the field. And starting with good field position out of the second half, this is where games can really change. Swathers scored with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter to take a 14-7 lead. Now they get the ball. They go down and score here, 21-7 game. That is really defeating. The biggest thing in high school football and other football is when a team, or the best thing to do is win the first 3 minutes of the second half. You win the first 3 minutes in a close game, a lot of times that's going to propel you to the best possible outcome, and it really just gets the second half kick started. You just had 15 minutes of sitting down, kind of catching your breath. You get back up, you might be a little bit sore, stagnant, not really ready to go. So the first 3 minutes are huge and crucial for a game in the second half. Oh, the ball was fumbled by Humphreys, and we're having a fighting match in the backfield between number 8, Preston Jenkins, and Humphreys. And Jenkins tried to rip that ball away from Humphreys, but Humphrey held on as the quarterback. So let's just hope the Swathers don't pull a Chris Kleiman special coming out of halftime and going 3 and out. He's the K-State head coach, if you guys did not pick up on that. He loves to defer and then come out in this first possession at halftime and go 3 and out. Let's hope the Swathers can do better than that here. Let's get a little bit of a drive going. Start the second half off with a bang. Humphreys in the shotgun. He fumbles the snap again, 2 straight plays, and Wilson hops on it, and that is a negative 15 yards to start the half. That is not winning the first 3 minutes, as Coach Bowerly would say is the most important 3 minutes of a ball game. Halstead really getting 2 really good breaks there as they got a bad break on the kickoff. Humphreys just has to focus up and catch the football. As again I said earlier, ball security in a game that it's rained is the most crucial part of a game. We'll see if he catches a snap this time. Maybe the third time's a charm, I don't know. Humphreys in the shotgun. Looks like they're just going to run this ball up the middle. Nope, we're going to do a screen play out to the outside. And, Deering runs into his own player, able to salvage about a 5-yard gain. About the best he could do there. Hope everyone's okay. Everyone's okay, and the Swathers will punt. Very, very disappointing first drive out of halftime. And the Swathers will punt it away with punter Timmy Rhodes. Fourth and 20, negative 10 yards to start the second half for the Swathers. Not what you're looking for. That looks like a really good boot by Timmy Rhodes, but Noah Deal catches it on the outside. I thought he had the corner. That would have been a really, really, really not so fortunate for the Swathers, but that would have been a really cool way to start the second half. I love watching kick returns. They're so much fun. I grew up watching K-State get kick returns all the time. Just a kick return touchdown. It's just so much fun to watch. That would have been so cool. But fortunate for the Swathers, they brought him down, and it will be 1st and 10 Dragons from their own 44-yard line. So, Whitlock, I would assume, is the quarterback. He will go back under center, and they're in a triple option. He'll pitch to Odendahl. Odendahl probably should have taken the outside edge there, decided to cut it back up inside, and didn't quite get the yardage he could have got. Only got about 2 yards after, kind of sliding on the ground, like some running backs like to do when they try to get yards. It's like everything you can possibly do to gain a few yards. Running backs love to do that. Halstead back up to the line of scrimmage. Oh, counter, the ball falls on the ground. It's been a really, really tough time holding on to the football this half. Both teams not doing the little things to start the second half, and it's costing both teams with negative plays. Looks like the Swathers pretty much got this offense sniffed out the past few drives. If I'm Halstead, you're going to have to do something different. You might have to run counter. You might have to throw the ball. Something just to get some momentum turning on the offensive side of the ball, because nothing's working right now for the Dragons. Whitlock keeps it out to Zorn, and he's just running with a full head of steam, and that will be a Dragon first down, as the Dragon announcer in Halstead would say. I actually don't know that one for sure, but it was a Dragon first down. And that's just another example of a big fullback just running straight downhill and not getting tackled. Zorn ran through 4 arm tackles. If you want to tackle a guy that's going full speed, you just got to lower your shoulder and hope that he doesn't just plow over you. Lower your shoulder, make a tackle. Looks like we got a blown whistle. Might have a little bit of a movement on the line. Okay, we got a false start on the offense. There's been a lot of like little mistakes and penalties here by the offenses of both teams, but we'll see. We'll see if it makes a difference in the grand scheme of the game. So Halstead got their big stop they were looking for out of the half. They got a few missed. Humphreys dropped a few balls at quarterback. They got their stop. Now they got the ball 1st and 15 on the 50-yard line. We'll see what they can do with this. Looks like we're running a little bit of a counter with Zorn. Swathers all over it. Emmett O'Halloran with a heck of just a block from behind, hitting him right in the middle at the waist, bringing him down. Great tackle there by the seniors. So the Swathers this year, they have 10 seniors. Just like last year, they had, I believe, 11 seniors. I was actually at halftime. I got to see a lot of those boys over there. There was about probably 6 to 8 of them over there. They were just enjoying the game. So appreciate them for coming out. Talked to Tony Gomez. He's a pretty good offensive lineman back in the day at Hesston. Anyways, Hesston has 10 seniors this year, and they have 15 juniors. Oh, wow, what a rollout pass. I will give it to Whitlock. He's got a heck of an arm on the run. One of the hardest things is running backward and trying to throw a 30-yard pass across the field. Whitlock did that perfectly, laid it in the basket for Zorn, and that is yet another, looks like they're going to be about half yard short. The first down, as I was saying, the Swathers have 10 seniors this year. All of my buddies in my class, I'm a senior too, and they have 15 juniors, so they have a big junior class behind them. I don't know how many sophomores they have, but one of Coach Bowerly's favorite statistics, I was told by some of the players, he says it all the time, is that the Swathers have 22 returning letter winners from last season, so 22 guys got letters last year. That's huge. Looks like we got a little motion by Zorn, and then it was just a handoff to Carmichael up the middle, and Carmichael did get the 1 yard. It looks like they're giving it to him. It will be a first down for the Dragons on the Swather 35-yard line. Good job of Halstead slowing down the game here. It's making it their kind of ball game. Controlling the pace of play is huge. And looks like we got a timeout by the Dragons. Now in the second half of a game you're losing, that's just a tough break to have to take a timeout. You want to save those timeouts for the end of the game, but you had to unfortunately take a timeout. Didn't have the right play call. Didn't want to take a 5-yard penalty. So good call there by the Halstead coaching staff. So another update. Let me open my ESPN app to check some updates. The Royals are still up 2-1 in the 7th inning. They really need a win tonight for the Royals, chasing that last wild card spot. Some tennis going on in the Open. Looks like Yannick Sinner, #1 player in the world, struggling a little bit. Alcaraz beat Djokovic earlier, and the Chiefs are down 13-3 the Chiefs are down 13-6 at the end of the half. Harrison Butker just made a 59-yard field goal. Wow, what a kick by Harrison Butker there in Brazil. It is 13-6 at halftime. I do not know who gets the ball out of halftime. I've not paid that much attention to the game, but that is the score of the game. Back to the game in front of us. Friday Night Lights. Looks like Carmichael's going to get the ball in the Swathers. That Swather D-line is all over it. That I never really talked about it, but the Halstead defensive line is a little bit smaller than the Swathers, not as big. and the Swathers are imposing their will with those 3 really strong defensive linemen on that left side in O'Halloran, Golden, and Coutre. So Whitlock back in under center. He's going to fake and hand off to Odendahl. Odendahl breaks an initial tackle from Max Phillips. Great charge there from Max Phillips. Great attempt at a tackle. He got the legs after he missed him. So just great effort there by Max Phillips. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 on the Swather, on the Swather. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to see the numbers. 33-yard line. I was told the Swather that's supposed to be in the middle of the field was not painted. Usually the Swathers paint a Swather in the middle of their football field. As the snap is fumbled, and Whitlock will lose 12 yards, and that might force a punt. That is so devastating for Halstead. It is, as I was saying, the Swather in the middle of the Swathers field was not painted due to the extensive amounts of rain and the amount of tear up and effect that the rain had on the field. They didn't want to paint the Swather for no reason and then it just get torn up. So they're going to paint it next week, I believe, as long as the weather functions. Carlos punts, a little bit shorter. Eli Howe calls for the fair catch and makes the catch and gets trucked. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. You can't catch he calls for a fair catch. I know it wasn't a very good fair catch call. He kind of waved his arm to the side, but you still got to see that. He goes down to his knees to catch the ball. You can't run in and lower your helmet. That could be, in college, that is room for ejection. Looks like they're actually talking about what happened because that is a very, very dangerous play. A defenseless receiver trying to catch a punt. K-State's running back actually got hurt not because of that, he fumbled the ball, but he got hurt on a punt like that. So returning punts is very dangerous. Okay, so just a 15-yard penalty. That's huge for the Swathers to start the drive. But again, just a very dangerous play, not something we want in our game of football. So they're trying to get away with it. So after the 3rd missed snap of the game by Halstead there, or the 3rd missed snap of the 3rd quarter between the 2 teams, it was Halstead that missed the snap that time. It affected their drive. It was on 3rd down. They lost 12 yards, which turned into a punt and then a 15-yard penalty. So basically right where they were before. Swathers will take over. Blaine Wilson up the middle, nowhere to go. I think he got drugged down by the face mask maybe. No call there from the referees, but this crew has done a really good job of throwing their flags all night. I have really enjoyed the crew. I don't think there's been much complaining on the sidelines. I can't see, but I think they've done a really good job to start the year. Swathers look to gain more yardage and try to extend their lead here towards the end of the 3rd quarter. This could be a very, very, very big drive for the Swathers as the 3rd quarter is winding down. 3 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go in the game. Humphrey's little read option keeper. As I was talking to you about earlier, the read option, the DN there, the DN did not go upfield with Blaine. The DN went with Blaine to the outside. Sorry, misspoke there. He went with Blaine, and so Jarrett took it right past him. So in the read option, it's just bad for the DN because the DN is always wrong no matter what he does. But it resulted in an 8-yard gain for the Swathers. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the 50. This could be a huge stop for the Dragons. It's like a little motion for the Swathers. They're going to run it to the weak side, and that 1 yard is right there for Blaine Wilson. It is a 6-yard carry. Just a massive hole opened up by that big offensive line. I'm loving to see number 55, River Bartell. I didn't know he was going to get the start. I'm very happy for him. He's a workhorse. He works his butt off, and he was originally like a fullback last year, I believe, but then they moved him to offensive line, and it looks like he's made a huge impact there at offensive line so far this year. So the Swathers have the ball on the Dragon 44-yard line. They get down in position, motion, Landis in motion. Humphreys in the shotgun. He'll snap it. Another motion from Larson. He'll pitch it to Larson on the outside. Huge block by Ethan Kuchera, just plowing and getting a huge pancake. And he's in Gavin is wrapped up for a 2-yard gain, but still, heck of a drive there by Ethan Kuchera, man. That's going to get him a star from Coach Bowerly. It's going to get him a shout out in film. That's just an energy play right there. That's how you clear holes for offensive linemen. I mean, I wish K-State's right tackle knew how to block like that. But anyways, we will get back to action. Sorry about shouting out K-State right tackle. Probably shouldn't have done that. Anyways, Humphreys in the shotgun. He passes. Simple pass down low to Gavin Larson. It looks like he'll roll over. Didn't quite get the mark he wanted. He'll be 1 yard short. It will be 3rd down and probably about half a yard for the Swathers. Swathers in the huddle discussing the play. Halstead trying to set up their defense, trying to get something going. Negative player here for the Dragons would be huge. Swathers would probably still go for it here on 4th down as they're on that side of the 5th, as they're in Halstead territory. Looks like we're doing that motion. A lot of Case and Landis motion. We either have a timeout. Yep, we have a Swathers timeout. And I'll take the timeout with them. We'll give you we'll have about a 30-second break so I can catch my breath, but we'll be back in about a minute. Back at it we go. 22 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Another motion by Case and Landis. Looks like the Swathers weren't changing the play. They ran this. Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, Humphreys was going to look for. Oh, wow. Humphreys was trying to look for a pop pass to Bartell there, trying to catch him off guard. Humphreys did a great job of gaining 4 yards there. And I believe that will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So nobody scores in the 3rd quarter, just a back and forth quarter right around midfield. Not really entertaining, but very even 3rd quarter, setting up for a very, very, very fun 4th quarter in the game. Might see a touchdown turn into a 2-point conversion to win the game. That'd be kind of cool. But we'll see how the 4th quarter turns out. For now, I will step off for like 30 more seconds, and then I'll be back to call the 4th quarter. And we are back here for a highly anticipated 4th quarter. It's been a really, really, really good matchup. Swathers got 4th and 1. Totally forgot about that. Might have been a little bit early movement. Oh, Blaine Wilson is stuffed in the backfield, and he is short. That was a heck of a tackle by number 50, Logan Overton. Blaine Wilson looked like he had that first down. Overton comes in, smokes his calves and his knees, takes his legs out from under him, and Blaine Wilson is 1 yard short. Kind of like K-State TCU back in 2022 on the goal line. You had second down and 1. Was it second down or third down? You had second down and 1. You got stuffed 3 straight plays. Very unfortunate there for the Swathers, but huge turn of events for the Dragons. Dragons will get the ball. He missed the read there. Whitlock missed the read. And we have a late flag fly from the Halstead sideline. Could be a holding, most likely. Something happened with the tackle, maybe a face mask. Nope, looks like it's going to be a holding. So the holding goes against Edric Zorn, the wing back on one of the wing backs. Him and Odin Dahl have had a pretty good night, just trading carries. Reese Carmichael, younger brother, I believe, is on the team, or cousin, I don't really know. But there's another Carmichael on the team. Sorry I didn't clarify that. Reese Carmichael is the fullback and the linebacker. And he's there at fullback. Looks like we're pulling a little bit of a Pratt. So what Pratt does, if you guys don't know, that was a late snap. Oh, that's a fumble. That's a fumble. And the Dragons are on it. Oh, my. That would have been a huge play. Ethan strip sacked him from behind. I don't know who completely missed the ball. I think it might have been Emmett or Josh. I don't know. But what you got to do is you just got to pounce on that ball. The Swathers missed it. It was recovered by Halstead. Super, super big turn of events there. But it does turn into a second and very, very long for the Halstead Dragons. They went with a little bit of a different approach, tried to pass the ball on first down. Didn't quite work out for them, but looks like they'll just try to see if they can get some more yards. Got a pitch to Overton. That's not Overton. They got a pitch to Odin Dahl. Sorry, wrong O. For about 2 yards. It's going to be third down and 31. So yet the Swathers didn't get the fumbled recovery. It's still third down and 31. It's a long ways back. It just a long ways to get the first down here. It would be a breathtaker if Halstead could figure out a way to get this first down, because most likely if you're getting this first down, it's either going to be a touchdown saving tackle or it's going to be a touchdown for the Halstead Dragons. Looks like the Hesston defensive line having trouble with the call. Anyways. Oh, we're going to do a double pass. Oh, my gosh. Holy crap, that's a bomb. Oh, and heck of a play there by Gavin Larson. I did not think that number 11, Brock Odendahl, had that kind of arm. Holy crap. That was a fun throw to watch. It was a dead spiral. How far did he throw that? Probably 35 yards in the air. He was about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He threw that on a dime to no deal down the field. Gavin Larson and Eli Haug there in coverage at the safety position. Gavin just got his hand on it, or it could have been that touchdown saving tackle like I just talked about. That kind of would have been cool. Punter Carlos, that one looks like it went out of bounds again. He loves kicking it out of bounds. Maybe that was the strategy against the Swathers. I don't know, but the Swathers will take over at the 45-yard line. Or they'll take over in Halstead territory for this next offensive drive. Getting into the late innings up in Kansas City. Royals up 2-1. Both Kansas City sports teams in action right now. Chiefs down 7 at half. Royals up 1 in the bottom of the 8th, meaning they are 3 outs away from getting yet another win, which would be really clutch for the team. We're back to the game. Humphreys under center, and Wilson just right up the gut. He just has a 15-yard gain, just breaking tackles, and he breaks the last tackle, and he's going straight down the sideline. He cuts inside, and he scores a 45-yard touchdown for the Swathers. Holy crap, what a grit, tough run there by Blaine Wilson. What a run there by Blaine Wilson. That's a run that wins you championships right there. Broke 5 tackles, just took off down the sideline, cut left away from the last defender, and scored the touchdown to ultimately go up 21-7. And that is a huge heartbreaker over there on the Halstead sideline. Just rips your hearts out when that happens. And we'll see if they respond or if the Swathers will maintain the lead. Oh, we got a fumbled snap. Oh, and the ball's fumbled. Oh, if Zorn would pick that up, could have been 2 points. Actually, I don't know what the rule is in high school football. College football, if they fumble the snap and return it all the way, or they like to block a kick or something, you return it all the way, it's 2 points. That would have been, no, that wouldn't have made a difference. It still would have been a 2-possession game. Heck of a huge turn of events. There's my words. Huge turn of events there in the ball game. Huge turn of events there in 4 plays. The Halstead has to punt after a strip sack by Ethan Coutre. Hesston doesn't recover the fumble, but then it forces Halstead to punt a play later, and then the Swathers score a 47-yard touchdown, courtesy of Blaine Wilson breaking 4 tackles and running. So the Swathers will kick off. Noah Deal will return. Return here would be really cool. Noah Deal down the sideline, and looks like he'll be wrapped up on the sideline by number 6, Daxon Deering. It's like Whitlock keeps it, pitch to the outside to Zorn. Zorn just lowers his shoulder, but Ashetta Swathers is there again for the tackle. O'Halloran, Phillips, Dirksen, all on the pursuit of the tackle there. 1-yard gain on the play by Zorn, and it will bring up 2nd down and 9. Halstead back quick to the line. They don't have a ball to snap with. That's costing them a few seconds. But they're ready to go. Motion, Carmichael keeps it up the middle and will get about 2 yards. Just really, since about the first quarter on that first drive, it's been a really tough game for the Halstead offense, just trying to get the ball down the field. The Swathers have sniffed out every run. Anyways, I love all the support I'm getting from all the family and friends that are texting me. Shout out to Sage, my little cousin who's listening along. As Whitlock keeps it on the pitch and pitches it out to number 11, Odin Dahl, and he is stopped. Kind of looks like he got his knee twisted. Looks like he got his knee twisted on the ground. Elias just fell over. I don't know what's going on. Oh, he's cramping. We'll go to a break with him. Lazaro is up and walking to the sideline. Just looked like a leg cramp there. Super simple fix. Trainer Nate Bartell, one of the best trainers in the land, went out and helped him stretch out his most likely calf cramp there. And he'll go back to the training table. Back to action on the actual field. Halstead is trying to drive. They got 4th and 5 here. They need these 5 yards. And got a big, big motion by Zorn. He's going to stay in the backfield. Looks like maybe a little bit of a double pass. Tried to just catch the Swathers offsides. Flag was thrown. See what the flag is about. A sideline warning on Halstead as their coach was almost to the hash marks when the play was about to be ran. So they snap it, trying to catch Hesston off guard, and he just throws it over Noah Deal's head. And I'm not going to speak too soon, but the Swathers have got the ball back with 7 minutes, up 2 scores, 13 points. The climb for a comeback becomes steeper for the Dragons of Halstead. Swather starters back on the field. Look for Blaine Wilson running with his head down here. Just trying to burn some time off the clock. Yep, he'll get the ball. Outside run, try to get the stiff arm, and that's just a great tackle there by Odendahl on the outside. Huge, huge play. If I'm other teams this season, I'm looking out for 3 or 4 Halstead players. One being number 11. Number 11, Odendahl, Brock Odendahl. He is a heck of a player. He probably has 7 or 8 solo tackles. He's also carried the ball the most. Sophomore Edric Zorn, I'd watch out for him too. He's a big-bodied sophomore who's very, very talented, runs the wing really well. And I'd watch out for the quarterback and the running back. Whitlock's got an arm, throwing to Noah Deal, the really good safety. And then last being Carmichael, really, really, really composed on the defensive end. Really quick fullback. All really, really talented players. They've all played really good tonight. I've been really happy with the way this game's gone. Both teams have shown strengths. They've shown weaknesses. But it's been ultimately kind of a fun game to watch here on a Friday night. After school's got out, a lot of stress is lifted off your body once that final bell rings on a Friday. You just get to watch football, which is great for 3 days. NFL starting Sunday. It's going to be good. Humphreys up the middle, trying to get the first down. All breaks a tackle, and he's just going to be half a yard short for 4th down. I pretty much guarantee Bowerly's going to go for this after Halstead called a timeout because the clock was running, trying to preserve some time. And one of the things about being a flexbone team in a game where you have to get down the field really quickly is they don't have very many pass concepts in their book. I remember a few years ago, or last year, playing them on the scout team. I was on the scout team. They did not have many key pass plays. They got a few, but being a flexbone team, you run the ball up the middle. You got that misdirection. That's what you're trying to get. Hesston's done a really good job of swarming every single thing. There's a few times in that first quarter, Hesston didn't quite get to that third option of the triple option, but once they got to that third option, towards the end of the game, it's been a struggle for Halstead to move the ball. And here in the late parts of the game, any momentum Halstead can get, they got to take with just under 6 minutes to go, down 2 scores, and being a flexbone team. Next week, we'll be back here in Hobbs for another matchup against, let me check on that. I should know. Blaine Wilson straight up the gut for a 15-yard carry, and he is fired up. Great run on 4th down there by Blaine Wilson. Swathers will take over and try to run the clock out more here with 5.5 minutes to go. Humphreys in the shotgun. He hands it off to Blaine Wilson. Blaine Wilson up the gut for another 6 or 7 yards. Super, super strong running here tonight by Blaine Wilson, showing a lot to the coaches. And it looks like Braden Large will be down with an injury. He might be cramping too. We'll take a break, and we'll be back when play resumes. So next week, the Swathers will host the Hoisington Cardinals here at Hobbs Stadium. I'll be back with you next week, I believe. We'll see if I have a partner next week. If I don't, I'll be doing it by myself. I've been enjoying it, having a lot of fun tonight, getting to talk about the game. I've listened to numerous broadcasts over the years. Definitely help if you like sports, listen to the broadcasters, because I guarantee you they know what they're talking about. It's a lot of fun to listen to them. You learn a lot. So Hesston has Hoisington next week here, and Halstead goes to Pratt next week to face a very strong Pratt team with one of the best players in the state, 6'6". His name is Arlie Morrell. He is a heck of a basketball player. He's their tight end. I think he's going to be really, really good. They got a big junior class up there at Pratt. They're all good at basketball. I don't know about football, but I think they're going to be pretty good. So that'll be a fun game to tune into if you want to watch another CKL match. Hesston will be hosting Hoisington. Hoisington's got a Trek. That's another CKL match you might want to tune into. Under 5 minutes to play. Blaine Wilson up the gut for, looks like about 6 or 7 more yards. Excuse me, 6 to 8 yards. And the Swathers will have 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. So Swathers, right back to Blaine Wilson. He's just going to go right to the outside. See if he can get to the corner. He's just short. He's going to be on the 2-yard line. And the Swathers will have 2nd and goal from the 2 as the clock just slowly winds down on this beautiful Friday evening at Hobbs Stadium. Field's looking nice, maybe a little bit torn up after tonight, but looking forward to being back here next week with you all against Hoisington. And we will get that matchup later. I'll provide a lot more details next week about the matchup against Hoisington. I know they have a really good fullback. I don't know what he did tonight or anything. Blaine Wilson running with his head down, scoring yet another Swather touchdown. He's been really strong for the Swathers, scoring 3 of their 4 touchdowns tonight. Broke a tackle there. Looks like he's pretty tired, but Swathers take a 26-7 lead. The extra point holds down, kick is good. Update on the Chiefs game, if I can find it, is 13-6, and the Chiefs are driving. 2nd and 8 on the Chargers' 46-yard line. Fight song as good as ever by the band. After every single touchdown, after the game, before the game. In Hesston territory here on Wisconsin at time. It's a great song. We enjoy it. I'm interested to see the band this year. I think a lot of people know the Hesston band for basketball games and being really good at like the state tournament and a lot of things in basketball, but if you come out here, they're one of the best bands on a Friday night just to listen to. They bring sound to the entire place, and it's just a lot of fun to listen to. So the Royals score is the Royals just won 2-1 after a lineout to end the game. Great win by the Royals. We'll get back to the game. We got 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go in this CKL rivalry matchup. Odendahl's going to pick up the kick, and he's going to be wrapped up pretty easily. Oh, no, he's not. He got away, but Jameson Cole wrapped him up. Didn't really see where the ball carrier was there. Sorry for the missed call. But Jameson Cole brings him down on the Dragon 37-yard line. 3:31 here to go in the game. Swathers up 27-7 after a 14-0 second half. Halstead strike. Oh my, what a play! Oh, and Whitlock tried to keep it, ended up losing 3 more yards. That's just an energy play from Emmett O'Halloran, just getting through the line and blowing up the transition between the quarterback and the running back. Quarterback tried to keep it, ended up losing a few more yards. Whitlock did. But as I was saying, Halstead struck first in this game. Actually, they took the lead 7-0 towards the very end of the first quarter, middle of the first quarter, and then the Swathers bounced back middle of the second quarter to tie the game. They scored another touchdown with 2 minutes to go. The Swathers did to go up 14-7 at half, and then 13 more unanswered points in the second half, and the Swathers are up 27-7 here with about 2 minutes to go. So 27 unanswered for the Swathers, something you don't like to see if you are the Dragons. A lot of room for growth on that Dragon team, but I believe they're going to be a pretty solid team if they can just get that running game down. Struggled ever since the first quarter, as I've said numerous times. But we've seen a lot in the second half of just missed snaps, ball slipping, fumbling, the whole 9 yards. And that's just what happens in a game when the field is moist and it's hard to do anything. That's a heck of a ball by Whitlock. Almost cut off by Jameson Cole, almost picked off. That might have been almost picked up by Jameson Cole. And it will end up being 4th and 19 for the Dragons. It's you got to go for it here. No, it looks like they're punting. Maybe a little fake punt action. I don't know if I don't know what game it was, but I think it was week 1 last week. Someone scored on a punt, and it was like their freshman kicker was their punter or something, and he threw a touchdown. It was really, really, really cool to watch. Anyways, there's 1:53 to go here in the game. Halstead has 1 total timeout. The Swathers most likely will just take 3 knees and see if Halstead calls a timeout. I think Halstead's probably cut their losses by now, but we shall see. If Halstead uses that 1 timeout, it means Hesston would have to get another first down to seal the deal. But I assume Hesston's going to come out in the victory formation, take 3 knees, and this game will be a win for the Swathers, 27-7, if that does occur. I've seen crazier. Football is a crazy game. You never know what can happen. It looks like the Swathers are going to line up in victory formation. Humphreys under center. Larson, Wilson, everyone all around him. And it looks like Halstead's still trying to plow through the line, which is not, I mean, you can do it, but not a lot of people do. Just respect, just take the knee, because the offensive linemen really aren't trying to block. But just a great game overall by the Swathers and the Dragons. It was a fun Friday night contest up here in Hesston, Kansas. Love the rivalry, love the energy, the atmosphere the game brought before it started, even though it was a little bit more of unconditional weather that you're not used to. But we'll be back here next week against Hoisington. The second knee by Humphreys. And one more knee, and this thing will be a done deal. So, looks like the Chiefs just scored a touchdown. And Harrison Butker missed the extra point, so it's actually a 13-12 game. Huge missed extra point there from Harrison Butker in the Chiefs game. And Humphreys will take the final knee, and these Swathers will win it 27-7 in this tough-knit contest between the two rival schools. Great game to start out the high school season. So recap of the game, Halstead got off to a hot start, 2 good drives, missed a field goal, scored a touchdown to go up 7-0. Then the Swathers, over the next 3 quarters, salvage 27 unanswered points and come back to win 27-7 in this first game of this season. So that is pretty much it. The Swathers improved their record to 1-0 on the season. The Dragons start 0-1. And we will be back here next week with you against Hoisington at 7 o'clock. Come out to Hobbs and support the Swathers. If not, watch online. Have a great week. And I'm Elijah Roth signing off. Have a good night.